Reporting from Arkham Asylum, this is Gotham Rogues. In this video we take a look at the Batman the Animated Series episode, Almost Got Him. Ever since I did my top 5 best Batman the Animated Series villains video, I've been wanting to do more videos about this show. It is, after all, one of the best adaptations of Batman and his world we've gotten. It was also great at handling the villains, making this cartoon a natural subject of conversation on this channel. So I decided to do a series of reviews of the very best episodes this show had to offer. I may take a look at some of the worst episodes as well. In other words, I'm gonna spotlight episodes that I find interesting and actually have something to say about. First up is an episode that's considered by many to be the best, Almost Got Him. Written by Paul Dini and directed by Eric Radomski, the episode features the Joker, Two-Face, the Penguin, Poison Ivy, and Killer Croc hanging out in a shady bar playing poker together. They then start to argue about who's come the closest to killing Batman, and in order to settle the matter, the 5 rogues decide that they shall each tell their tale of when they almost got him. We're shown these stories through short vignettes, and first up is Ivy, who relates an incident of the previous Halloween when she nearly killed the Dark Knight in her field of exploding pumpkins filled with poisonous gas. Second is Two-Face, who tells a story of the time he strapped Batman to a giant coin placed on a catapult, which then flipped the coin up into the air. This gave Batman a 50-50 chance to either be squashed when the coin landed or to just break every bone in his body. Third is Croc, who so eloquently paints a picture of the time he threw a rock at Batman in a quarry. Next, it's Penguin's turn, who explains how he recently captured the Dark Knight in his Aviary of Doom, also known as a big birdhouse. There, Batman was attacked by several dangerous bird creatures, such as hummingbirds with poison-dipped beaks. Finally, of course, it's a guy who always has to be special, the Joker. The Clown Prince of Crime isn't content with merely relating a story. Instead, he pulls up a TV and shows it. Just the night before, Joker hijacked a live late-night talk show where he then attempted to execute a captured Batman in front of all of Gotham. Just like the episode Trial, Almost Got Him is heavily inspired by the classic 4-part 1977 story Where Were You the Night Batman Was Killed. In that comic, Batman had seemingly been murdered by an unknown assailant. As a result, the Rogues Gallery got together and held a trial in order to identify the killer and crown him the king of Gotham's underworld. 4 villains, Catwoman, the Riddler, the Joker, and Lex Luthor, claimed to be guilty. They were then interrogated by Two-Face in the mock court, where the rogues got to tell each of their versions of how they supposedly killed Batman. In Almost Got Him, they've only changed some of the characters, the setting from a courthouse to a bar, and the conversational subject to when Batman was almost killed. It's an awesome premise, and if you're a fan of Batman villains, how can you not love this episode? And it's them, the rogues, who are the stars in this episode. The short action vignettes are fun. I especially like the Two-Face and the Joker ones. The Two-Face one with the giant coin is actually based on another classic comic, a Golden Age story from 1954 called Two-Face Strikes Again. In that comic, Dent strapped both Batman and Robin to a giant coin and flung it up into the air towards a field of huge spikes. I love it when they pay homage to the comics like that. However, what truly makes this episode so great is the framework with the poker game in the bar. It's so entertaining to see all these guys together, interacting with each other and just hanging out. It's character-driven conversations as opposed to some big plot-driven scheme, and sometimes that can be more fun. The villains also have very different and distinct personalities that complement each other really well. The Joker is a sly wisecracker. Two-Face is a serious and aggressive tough guy. The Penguin is a sophisticated, well-spoken gentleman. Poison Ivy is a sultry femme fatale. and Killer Croc is a dim-witted brute. I could honestly watch an entire series of these guys just casually hanging out. In fact, that would have been amazing. Come on, Warner Brothers, give it to us. This episode in particular also have a very heavy film noir style to it. Sure, a lot of episodes had that, but this is one where it's at its strongest. Just the setting, a shady, dimly lit bar where gangsters hang out and play card games, is so stereotypically noir, and it fits these characters so well too. You can't really say that for other superhero rogues galleries. Like, this episode wouldn't really have worked in Spider-Man the animated series. Somehow the Sinister Six and film noir just don't quite mix. But it's perfect for Batman rogues, and that's a major reason why I love them so much, as I am a big noir fan. It's also interesting that we get to see the Dark Knight through the villain's eyes, and in a way he's portrayed as the antagonist. We get to witness the rogues' anger at failing in defeating Batman and their fear of getting caught by him. We also discovered that the gang has various theories of who or what the Dark Knight really is. Like Two-Face, who believes that Batman is actually several people hired by Commissioner Gordon to act as one. And Croc, who thinks that Batman may in fact be a robot. Penguin actually unknowingly gets it right when he suggests that the Dark Knight suffered a crime-related trauma when he was younger, although he's wrong concerning the details. I always think it's fun to see the people who don't really know Batman and his true identity discuss their theories about the secret behind the mystery. It's a fresh and fascinating perspective that not only lets us know how the rogues view the Dark Knight, but really how the majority of Gotham sees him. So in conclusion, Almost Got Him is a very different episode that stands out among the rest. It's got a unique premise and structure that show just how creative the people behind the show could get. Is it the best episode in my opinion? I'm not quite sure. I think that stands between this one and Trial, which I'll definitely be reviewing in the future as well. So, there you have it. That's the Batman the Animated Series episode, Almost Got Him. One of the best, maybe even the best episode of the show. Remember, Arkham Asylum awaits you in the next video.